I'm standing on the banks of the Nile as the first light breaks over ancient Egypt, and I want you to step into this world with me. The year could be 2500 BCE or 500 BCE. This river has been the pulse of civilization for 3 millennia. Feel the cool morning air, hear the ibis calling across the water, watch the reed boat rock gently beneath your feet. This is where one of humanity's greatest stories begins, and for the next few minutes, you're not just watching history, you're living it. The Nile doesn't just flow, it orchestrates everything. Each summer, watch as the river swells with Ethiopian rain, spilling over its banks in the inundation. Farmers have been waiting for this. The floodwaters deposit rich black silt across the fields, and when they recede, planting begins. Basin irrigation channels the water exactly where it's needed. Granaries fill with emmer wheat and barley. This cycle is so reliable that Egypt builds a calendar around it. 365 days, 3 seasons, inundation, growth, harvest. Stability feeds civilization. Now turn toward Giza. Those pyramids rising from the desert didn't appear by magic or slavery. They're monuments to organization. Quarry workers cut limestone blocks with copper tools and wooden wedges soaked in water. Teams drag multi-ton stones on sleds over sand wetted to reduce friction. Ramps spiral upward. Surveyors use geometry and the stars to align everything with precision that still baffles us. Skilled laborers, fed, housed, and buried with honor, work in rotating shifts. The Great Pyramid of Khufu contains roughly 2.3 million blocks. That's not just muscle. That's mathematics, logistics, and a society that can mobilize tens of thousands toward a single vision of eternity. Stand at the base and look up. These structures will outlast empires. They already have. Follow me into a village. A scribe sits cross-legged, reed brush in hand, recording grain taxes on papyrus. Nearby, a carpenter shapes a chair with a bronze adze. A farmer returns from the fields, his children running to meet him. Bread and beer, made from the same barley, are the staples of every meal. Homes are mud brick, small but cool in the heat. Kids play Senet, a board game, in the shade. If you're lucky enough to attend school, you'll memorize hieroglyphs by copying them hundreds of times. Education is the path to power, and literacy is rare. But daily life is woven into something larger, Ma'at, the cosmic order. The gods aren't distant. Ra sails across the sky every day. Osiris rules the afterlife. Isis protects the living. When you die, your heart is weighed against a feather in the hall of judgment. Too heavy with wrongdoing, and Amit devours it. Pass the test, and you enter the field of reeds, an eternal version of the Nile Valley. Tombs are packed with food, furniture, even servants, painted on the walls or carved as shabtis. The Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and instructions, is your guide. Death isn't the end. It's a journey, and Egyptians prepare for it their entire lives. Words themselves hold power. Hieroglyphs, sacred carvings, cover temple walls and tombs. For daily use, scribes write in hieratic, a faster cursive script. The knowledge locked in these symbols will be lost for 1,400 years, until the Rosetta Stone gives us the key. But here, now, every symbol is alive with meaning. Pharaohs are gods in human form. Hatshepsut, one of the few female rulers, sends a trade expedition to the land of Punt, modern-day Somalia or Eritrea. Returning with frankincense, myrrh, and exotic animals. Ramesses II carves his image 65 feet high into the cliff at Abu Simbel. 4 colossal statues proclaiming his divine power to anyone approaching from the south. Monuments aren't just art, they're propaganda, designed to awe subjects and intimidate enemies. The pharaoh maintains Mayat, ensures the flood comes, and stands between the people and chaos. Egypt doesn't exist in isolation. Cedar timber floats down from Lebanon for temples and ships. Gold flows north from Nubia. Linen, papyrus, and cosmetics, coal eyeliner made from galena, are prized across the Mediterranean. Egyptian medicine is surprisingly advanced. Surgeons set bones, stitch wounds, and even attempt cataract operations. The Edwin Smith Papyrus reads like a trauma manual, listing injuries and treatments with clinical precision. But no civilization lasts forever. The late period brings waves of Assyrians, Persians, and Greeks. The Ptolemies, Greek rulers, try to blend cultures. Cleopatra VII, brilliant, multilingual, makes a final stand alongside Rome's power players, but Egypt becomes a Roman province in 30 BCE. The temples fall silent, the old gods fade. Yet the legacy never dies. Egyptian art, architecture, and ideas about the afterlife ripple forward through millennia, shaping how we build, how we bury, and how we dream. As the sun sets over the Nile tonight, the same river that nourished pharaohs still flows, carrying the memory of a civilization that believed in forever and nearly achieved it. I'm back on the Nile as dusk falls, and the same stars the pyramid builders used are beginning to appear. We encourage you to visit Egypt and explore its rich history. Need help arranging your trip? Contact us. Details are in the description below.